The difference between a successful person and the others is not lack of strength, it's not lack of knowledge, but rather lack of will. Vince Lombardi. Willpower has been termed the greatest human strength, and it is the factor behind every single noteworthy human achievement down the centuries. With willpower, the impossible can be made possible. Willpower is both the engine and the driver of life. Willpower is the force behind every great achievement in life. It's not enough to have a dream unless you are willing to pursue it. It's not enough to know what is right unless you are strong enough to do it. It's not enough to learn the truth unless you also learn to live it. It's not enough to reach for love unless you care enough to give it. Men who are resolved to find a way for themselves will always find opportunities enough. And if they do not find them, they will make them. Samuel Smiles. So we're talking about willpower today. Willpower refers to our self-control and ability to resist acting on impulses. Willpower is the ability and the self-control to resist acting on impulses. We are told by Orison Sweet Madden that there are three kinds of people in the world: the wills, the won'ts, and the can'ts. The first accomplishes everything, the second opposes everything, and the third fails in everything. So those are willing accomplishes everything. Willpower is so important in everything that we do. Willpower is mostly related to self-discipline and how we manage our actions. Basically, willpower is all about how we can resist short-term temptations to achieve our long-term goals. Willpower has to do with resisting of short-term temptations in order to achieve our long-term goals. It says, now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. Willpower is that power that works in us. By harnessing our willpower and exercising self-control and practical wisdom, we can work toward our personal and professional goals and truly enjoy the quality of life that we deserve. Our willpower comes in when we have feelings or thoughts that we want to ignore. Our willpower comes to play whenever we have feelings or thoughts that we want to ignore. For example, when you resist the urge to extend your lunch break instead of going back to work, that is willpower. Willpower requires direction. Willpower requires focus. Willpower requires self-discipline. Without a sense of self-control, how can we know where our actions will take us? Or what actions to take? Therefore, we must develop self-control. We must develop sense of direction. We must develop focus ability. We must develop self-discipline. Your focus will help you move towards your goals, and your self-discipline will help you hold yourself accountable. I repeat that. Your focus will help you to move towards your goals, and your self-discipline will help you hold yourself accountable. Remember that our goals will always remind us what our willpower is working for. For example, you could be saving money to buy a new car, for example. Willpower will drive you to be disciplined and avoid frivolous spending. Willpower is choosing to eat yogurt instead of chocolate because you're trying to focus on your nutrition. So willpower always requires a sense of discipline and a sense of focus, a sense of your goals also. It means going to the gym at the end of a long day work, even if you're tired. That is willpower. Willpower means cutting off toxic people out of your life and not running to them where you feel lonely. That is willpower. Willpower requires adequate amount of discipline on yourself. On the average, forming a habit takes 66 days. That's a long time to persevere and form a behavior. Without willpower, it can be a great struggle to maintain your habit until they become automatic. Willpower requires intentional action and continuous effort. Willpower requires intentional actions and continuous effort. Refusing to give in to temptation and focusing on your discipline is what willpower is all about. Good habits and ultimately willpower can have a huge positive impact on your work, on your personal life, on your career. Therefore, we have to learn to balance our willpower with our desires over time. We have to learn to balance our willpower with our desires over time. Remember that desires are inevitable, and we need to know how to exercise enough self-control over our desires to avoid temptations. Willpower is so key, is so important because it's what fuels us to create change in our lives. Willpower is so important because it's what fuels us to create change in our lives. It says, if ye be willing and obedient, you will eat of the good of the land. If you be willing and obedient, you will eat of the good of the land. So willingness is key to success in life. Willingness is the key to success in life. If you be willing, you will eat of the good of the land. Willpower is the fuel of life. Willpower forces us to find the power within ourselves to make things happen and depend less on other people. Willpower forces us to find the power within ourselves to make things happen and depend less on other people. Orison Sweet Madden did say, the man without self-reliance and an iron will is the plaything of chance, the puppet of his environment, the slave of circumstances. Did you get that? The man without self-reliance and an iron will is the plaything of chance, the puppet of his environment, and the slave of circumstances. That's why learning how to increase your willpower will have such positive impact in your life. Our willpower teaches us to be more self-aware and to act aligned with our values. Our willpower prompts us to look within ourselves and to see our strengths and our weaknesses. If we become more aware of ourselves, we can identify when we need to dig deeper for motivation when we are trying to achieve a particular goal. If we are more aware of ourselves, we can identify when we need to dig deeper for motivation when we are trying to achieve a particular goal. It's in those moments of willpower that we discover the most about ourselves and what we are capable of doing. Therefore, both self-awareness and willpower requires us to sharpen our skills that nobody else can hand to us. We have to do the work ourselves to see success. We have to do the work any which way. We have to be dedicated by ourselves. We have to be willing to do the work by ourselves to ensure that at the end of the day, we see success. Being aware of our actions will help us to become better leaders, better friends, better employees, and better partners. Willpower helps us make our action more purposeful. Willpower helps us to make our actions more purposeful. If you have to exert the effort required to resist short-term desires as you seek to achieve your life purpose, you will be that much more driven to succeed. No doubt it will take a lot of plenty of inner work and consistency. You can look out for my tape on consistency. It takes a lot of inner work and consistency to learn how to increase our willpower. Remember, willpower is profitable to man. He said, if you be willing and obedient, you will eat of the good of the land. Willpower can have a very positive impact on both your professional life and your personal life. In fact, having more of willpower will benefit you wherever you venture in life. That's because the benefit of willpower goes beyond the ability to help you achieve your goals. Some of the benefits or advantages of willpower is improved concentration and focus skills. Willpower will help you to improve your concentration and your focus skills. When you develop willpower, you are able to concentrate more because you make up your mind that you're going to concentrate on this task that is in your hand and you are going to complete it. So, increased willpower will improve your concentration and your focus ability. Look out for my tape also on focus ability. Increased willpower will teach you how to manage stress levels. Willpower will improve your self-management abilities. When you are willing, you are able to manage yourself better. You are able to learn new things. Willpower will boost your self-esteem and confidence. Willpower will strengthen your conflict resolution skills. Willpower will help you sustain healthy, happy relationships. Willpower is key to live a successful life in every area of our endeavor. Being in marriage, being in personal life, being in career, in every area, willpower will help us to become successful, even in our family life. There is no singular best way to increase willpower. Perhaps you feel like you have some aspects of willpower down, but you are still working on others. The good news is we have plenty of tips and techniques to inspire you to take action. How do you increase your willpower? Number one, to increase your willpower, you have to improve your time management skills. To increase your willpower, you have to improve your time management skills. Orison Sweet Madden did say, time is money. We should not be stingy or mean with it. But we should not throw away an hour any more than we would throw away a dollar bill. Waste of time means waste of energy, waste of vitality, waste of character in dissipation. It means the waste of opportunities which will never come back. Waste of time means waste of opportunities that will never come back. Beware how you kill time, for all your future lives in time. Orison Sweet Madden. Therefore, we have to learn how to manage our time, because time management is key when it comes to controlling and planning our actions. Time management is key when it comes to controlling and planning our actions. We can support and boost our willpower by understanding what exactly we need to accomplish and when we need to accomplish that. When do we need to take that action? With a set of schedule and a detailed outline of things to complete, we'll be able to understand how we can best manage our time. So, we must improve our time management skills by inculcating schedules into our day. The scripture says, teach us to number our days, that we may apply our heart unto wisdom. Psalms 90 and verse 12. So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. To number our days is not talking about counting our days. To number our days is talking about breaking our days down into hours and into schedules. What are we able to achieve within the minutes that are seated in an hour? What are we able to achieve within the hours that are seated in a day? Teach us to number our day. Teach us to schedule our day. Teach us to break our day down, that we may apply our heart unto wisdom. Willpower. To improve or to increase our willpower, we need to improve our time management skills. With our schedule, we will know how and when we may need to use our willpower. You understand me? With your schedule, you will know when and when you will need to use your willpower, because you have your timetable with you and you know what you need to do per the times. This will make it harder for you to waste your own time. When you don't know what your next move should be, you won't have anything to exert willpower over. Therefore, to get started, you can rely on your visual or physical calendar. How do we increase our willpower? Number 2, we must feed our brain with the right fuel. We must feed our brain with the right fuel. Our energy levels play a huge role in our attitude and our behavior. Treating ourselves great, but letting our cravings win every time will open us up for danger. Therefore, we have to feed our brain with the right fuel. We may not have much willpower or energy at all, for that matter, if we don't fuel ourselves with the right food. where we need the energy to complete our task and get through the day. Without it, how can we expect to get even the simplest of jobs done? Therefore, we have to feed ourselves with the right food. Feed your brain with the right fuel. Stop eating junks. Because when you eat junk food, it will make you crave for more junk food. That's an adage. In essence, resisting the temptation to eat highly processed food will demonstrate your willpower. You understand that? So, whenever we resist the temptation to eat highly processed foods, we are demonstrating our willpower and we are increasing our willpower. Whenever we demonstrate that resistance, our craving will be growing less over time. Number 3, we have to get enough sleep. You want to increase your willpower? Try to get enough sleep. All the action you are taking is eventually going to tire you out. That's why getting enough sleep is important to keep increasing your willpower. So you schedule a time to sleep and you go to bed at that time. You are increasing your willpower. We can't say no over and over again if we're struggling to keep our eyes open. Did you see that? A common example also is this. You have your phone with you and you are busy on your phone and you want to go to bed and you want to sleep on time. You cannot go to bed or you cannot sleep on time as long as you have your phone with you and you are scrolling over it up and down. So you have to choose to get enough sleep by keeping the phone aside. Willpower isn't something we exert once and then never again. Number 4. Number 3 is get enough sleep. Number 4, be disciplined with your routines. Be disciplined with your routines. It was Rachel Nichols that said, I simply do not think that yelling, swearing, threatening, or belittling will give you to the place where you want to be faster than kindness, understanding, patience, and a little willingness to compromise. I repeat, I simply do not think that yelling, swearing, threatening, or belittling will get you to the place where you want to be faster than kindness, understanding, patience, and a little willingness to compromise. We must be disciplined in our daily routine. Whether it's your morning, midday, or night routine, do your best to stick with it. Your willpower can thrive off of a set of routine. Therefore, you have to be disciplined with your routine. Number 5, reward yourself for your accomplishments. And 6, get on a journey to self-discovery. Perhaps you think you know yourself, but you really don't. Willpower demands self-awareness. And if that's what you're lacking, then it's time to get to know yourself better. Going on a self-discovery journey will teach you more about yourself and your weaknesses. In that process, you can learn how to increase your willpower. You can discover what problem-solving methods work best for you or what types of motivation gets you going. The most important thing is to take time to understand your values and your long-term goals. All this will give you a sense of purpose behind your willpower. And in wrapping up, we'll be looking briefly at obstacles that may derail your willpower, and that includes self-sabotage. Never embrace self-sabotage. Never think you don't have enough energy to increase or to improve your willpower. Never set unrealistic goals. Set realistic goals and fix your mind on the pursuit and actualization of your goals. Refuse to surround yourself with temptations. The cues in your environment could be too tempting. Sometimes as simple as hearing your phone can tempt you into distractions and break your focus. I gave this example before now. When I got too much distracted because of an app beeping on my phone, what I did simply was uninstall the app. When I uninstall the app, I have peace. So, refuse to be surrounded by temptations, things that will distract you. You have to try to remove them from your environment. And finally, don't get overwhelmed with self-criticism. Don't criticize yourself. Try your best and do not lack motivation. Motivate yourself to accomplish your task. Motivate yourself to increase your willpower. As you set your goals, motivate yourself to achieve them. Push hard on yourself. Cause your brain to sweat. Go after your goals and achieve them. The amount of success coming your way depends on your willingness to act. Therefore, look into your future. Always see how you can increase your willpower. Always. As long-term goals don't mesh well with short-term commitments. The demand is this: you must have sustainable action and a willingness to learn new things continually. You have to have sustainable action on your goals and over your goals, and you have to embrace willingness to learn new things continually. Your willpower can help you with that. Willingness to learn is important. Willingness to act on what you learn is critical. Kevin Kelly. It doesn't matter how much you want. What really matters is how much you want it. Ralph Marston. As you learn how to increase willpower, remember that you need discipline and focus to truly utilize it. Because where the willingness is great, difficulties cannot be great. Before long, you will see the positive impact that willpower can have on your life, on your professional and personal goals. To ensure career success through willpower, it is important that you have a roadmap charted out. Chalk out the professional goals you would like to achieve in your life. Set targets. Put down dates by which you would like to have reached each career milestone. Some goals may need some work, such as undertaking a course of study or achieving certain levels of excellence. And finally, being willing will make you able to achieve your goals. Being willing will make you able to achieve your goals. The willingness to experiment with change may be the most essential ingredient to success at any time. Therefore, Be willing to experiment. Don't run away from new tasks. Don't run away from new achievements. If you run away from new tasks, it means you don't want to embrace new levels of higher achievement. In our willingness to give that which we seek, we keep the abundance of the universe circulating in our lives. Stay blessed. Work on your willpower. Make sure you go through this teaching again, over and over, until it sinks. Remember, willpower is both the engine and the driver of life. Willpower is the force behind every great achievement in life. And if you be willing and obedient, you will eat of the good of the land. Stay blessed in Jesus' precious name. Amen.